Hi everyone, today I'm going to walk you through your genetics impact project. In this project, you'll take on the role of a science communicator. Your job is to help people understand how genetics is changing our world or has changed it in the past. You'll choose a genetic tool or a process that interests you, research how it works, and explore its effects on society. Then you'll create either a video like this one, a podcast, or some kind of a written article to share what you've learned. Your work will help other students, teachers, and members of the public understand both the science of genetics and what it means for our society. Let's break down how to create your product step by step. First is your introduction. Your introduction needs 3 key elements. First, you need to grab your audience's attention with an interesting fact or question about genetics. For example, did you know that scientists can now edit genes as easily as we edit text in a document? Next, clearly state what you're focusing on. Maybe you're exploring how CRISPR technology could help end world hunger, or how genetic screening might prevent diseases. Use some data here like statistics about hunger or disease rates to show why this matters. This is where your Criterion A component comes in. Finally, explain why people should care. Connect your topic to everyday life or to big challenges facing our world like the UN Sustainable Development Goals. The next part of your project is the scientific explanation. This is where you're going to explain how your chosen genetic tool or process works. Start with the basics. If you're talking about genetic modification in crops, first explain what genes are and how they determine traits in plants. Use simple comparisons like how genes are instruction manuals for building proteins. Then explain your specific tool or process step by step. Break it down into smaller parts. For instance, with CRISPR, first, scientists find the target gene, then they use special proteins to cut the DNA, and finally, they can add or remove genetic material. Remember to explain how this helps solve the problem you identify. For example, by modifying these specific genes, scientists can make crops that survive with less water, helping farmers in drought-prone areas grow more food. Be sure to mention any limitations or challenges. No scientific tool is perfect. Maybe it's expensive, or it doesn't always work as intended, or we're still learning how to use it safely. This part of your project should be somewhere in the 2 to 2.5 minute range. The next part of your project is the impact analysis, and you want to target for about 2 minutes here. This is where you evaluate how your genetic tool or process affects society. Choose 2 factors to focus on, like economic and ethical impacts, or environmental and social effects. For each factor, discuss both positive and negative impacts. Let's say you're looking at economic effects of disease-resistant crops. Positive is that farmers lose less of their harvest to disease, meaning more income. But negative is that technology might be too expensive for small farmers. You want to support your points with specific examples and evidence from your research. Use real cases where possible. For instance, when disease-resistant papaya was introduced in Hawaii, it saved the entire papaya industry from collapse. Remember to explain how different groups might be affected differently. A technology that helps some people might create challenges for others. The last part of your product is going to be the conclusion, and you should target 30 to 45 seconds for this if you're making a video like this one. Wrap up by highlighting your key points about how the science works and its main impacts on society. Share your final evaluation. Do you think the benefits outweigh the challenges or vice versa? Why? End with a thought about the future. How might this technology develop? What questions should we keep thinking about? Remember, your goal is to help people understand both the science and its implications for our world. Keep it clear, accurate, and engaging. Good luck with your projects, and happy learning.